Hey designers, this is Dan from Thangs. Today I want to talk about a topic which is a pretty common request. So a lot of the designers I speak with have done really well. They're selling memberships. They actually have more demand than they can keep up with in terms of supply. And they start to see that they're slowing down. They're getting a little bit burned out, which is really normal. You get to a point where you have a lot of customers you're trying to support, and you also want to continue to make new products to fulfill their requirements as well. Otherwise, they leave the membership. And so it's a vicious cycle of burnout slash creativity, like wanting to be more, to have more time for creativity and also time with your family too. So I created this deck because a lot of people ask me, how do I scale a 3D design business and move away from potentially burning out? For those that don't know, I am Thangs Dan, or I work at Thangs. We help 3D designers sell more of their memberships. It's really great because we have been doing this for about 2 years. Actually, Thangs has been around for 5 years. In the last 2 years, we started doing monetization. So we launched that 2 years ago. The Thangs memberships and Thangs search engine have continued to be very strong performers. Our peak last year was 40 million monthly active users, growing Thangs to pretty incredible scale. And then also in our memberships as well, we are reaching an annual run rate of millions of dollars. I'll just leave it at that. And it seems to be working. So Thangs designers wanted to monetize. We made it available to them. And we've now paid out and invested in. We've invested in 3D designers, helped them get monetarily rewarded for their designs, millions of dollars for designers. And so for Shapeways as well, we have now a new way to serve our creators. So it's pretty exciting for 2025. I think you're gonna see it's related to the scaling. Scaling your 3D design business, this is for freelance 3D designers, people who are trying to look for more sustainable business models than just commissions based. Commissions are great if things change. They may be looking for recurring monthly income to hold them over between months. Accidental team leaders. So you may be a Discord member or a community manager who has started working with your creators or creators that you really respect, and you may end up in a leadership role. And so this is actually great for people who are accidental team leaders. We also have, of course, design studios. So these are small teams that are experiencing rapid expansion. They see that the market is continuing to grow. The demand for 3D or premium 3D designs is continuing to grow. And of course, established creators too. So people who maybe already have a big audience and they want to take their business to the next level or find out how to have more freedom in their business career. That said, this deck is actually kind of generalized enough where I think any art business, if you're in the art business, you may be able to get some value out of this presentation as well. The 3D designer trap. Okay, this is basically the problem. This is the problem slide. But there's a lot of people who come to Thangs and they're on this little pyramid here, not pyramid, a teeter-totter. They may go into sales and marketing, they're sharing their designs on the internet, and people are, oh, can I buy the STL file? Or can I support you in some way as a member of your community? Or are you offering other things? And they actually are doing sales and marketing. They're trying to make money. You need money to live. So they do that and they're selling, and then they kind of go back to the delivery and they fulfill the needs of their customer. And so that maybe they're modeling or they're creating new products or they're working on something that they think is really cool and they know that people out there are going to love it. And so they kind of go back and forth. They go back to sales and marketing, then back to delivery. And then maybe if they're working a full-time job, they're taking breaks in between here to do that, but they never really feel that they feel they're always behind. And that's actually the nature of social media these days. If you don't continue to support your customers, then you actually lose customers. And that's just what happens. And so, of course, anyone who is giving advice to someone in this situation would say, of course, what you need to do is you need to hire people. And so we see that this trap ends up being you're in the situation where you're now hired people and ideally you still have someone in the sales and marketing here. But what you are going to see is that if you're still in here, it's actually very tiring. It's very tiring to be doing both delivery and sales and marketing and coordinating between the two teams because they need advice and they need help on how to actually do that job that you've been doing by yourself. It's all in your brain. Of course, if you're going to pay them you're going to also see that, okay, now you're paying them and you're trying to get them to pay for their salary at minimum in some ways. And so you're spending all this money on your employees without an understanding of, is this materializing into the sales and quality that I want? And ideally, you're not going from 1 to 4 overnight. You're doing it one at a time. But the answer is not this. You can't just be in the trenches with them as well. And so what I really want to get to, the point of is the solution is, of course, you need to become an operator. And this is what I call having leverage. And so you are using leverage in your business so that you can see from your vantage point, okay, sales and marketing, how are we investing in sales and marketing? What is the type of social media cadence that I'm looking for, or marketing cadence or partnerships that would work for me? Or where can I spend more time creating leverage in that area? And then similarly, on the delivery side, you should be able to have an idea of, hey, here's the specifications of how I can do good product without actually being the one actually creating those products. And you'll find different ways to scale this. This could mean a lot of different ways for different people, but this is actually the solution. And why are we doing this? I think you have to answer this for yourself, but what you really want, I think, as the business owner is you want to have one of these 4 things. And you might have other goals as well, but you want to have family time. If you're spending all your time doing both sales and marketing and delivery, there's no time to just spend with your family unless you're losing memberships as a result of that. And then number 2, creative freedom. So some people, they first get into this because they really like building things for themselves and they want to share that with the world, and that's actually fantastic. But if you're running a business and trying to make money as well, you come into the situation where you have less time for the things that you enjoyed in the first place. And so this business becomes something you loathe a little bit because it's taking so much of your free time away. And that's actually, we don't want that. Financial independence. So I think a lot of people have noticed, hey, you can actually make a lot of money just doing 3D design. That's the actual truth of it, which is it's a creative business. You are creatively using your talents to make money on the internet. And that's actually pretty cool. And you can use that money to invest in early retirement or fund your personal life goals or go on trips and things like that, or spend it on your family, whatever. Those things are part of it. And then, of course, life enhancement. So a design career obviously is something that you want to enhance your life, not to consume it. And of course, people do enjoy the process in and of itself, but you also want it to be sustainable as well, something you can rely on if something goes bad in your full-time job or whatever. So these are the things that I think are important to consider when you are deciding these plans. So that comes to my blueprint for success. So this pyramid doesn't mean this is the priority. It just means here are areas where you can make money and the number of clients you can actually support through that. And it should actually be, you should think about it in terms of like, here's 4 options. You don't have to do all of them, but the 4 options are print on demand. So this is a new product introduction that Thangs is bringing into the market. It basically lets you sell your designs to people who do not have 3D printers. And so this is actually really good because if you think about it, the number of people in the world with 3D printers is somewhat small. Someone's not going to buy a 3D printer just because they see your video. But these consumer goods, 1, have higher margins. 2, you can offer customizations, which usually will come with better pricing as well. And then it's just, again, 3, bigger addressable market. So it's a bigger addressable market, meaning you have more people you can sell to. And so this is a way that Thangs is going to actually allow you to scale into manufacturing. And so a lot of people who are creators think to themselves, oh, it would be really cool if I had a line of products I could sell in addition to my core business, and they expand into print on demand or some other product introduction. Then this green one. So this is very important. I think that the resellers or the commercial license holders of your business tend to actually need more help selling. And I think this is actually great because you have customers who are paying you for your expertise and your advice, and actually chatting with them about what products you think would sell well in their shops and like working with them on that is very useful. I think as well, like templates for your 3D printing business, photography, high resolution images. These are the things that actually should command a higher price point for your audience rather than giving the same level of support to people who are just downloading the file and they're not spending as much time. Like they're not using that for commercial or business reasons. And so you actually do want to spend more time with your premium members and actually price accordingly, because the more you the more they're priced, then the more exclusive or the more time you have to actually support those customers. That's important for you to continue to support the people who are paying a premium price because it's worth your time to keep those customers for longer. And then finally, for the customers, some people just want a digital file. They're going to download your file and then you won't hear from them and it's fine. And I think these are high volume, but it shouldn't take up so much of your time. And so if you have the ability to find leverage, going back to this chart, in customer support, or Thangs offers customer support, or other ways that you can scale yourself so you're not always like in the delivery or in the sales and marketing section, that will give you more free time to focus on the higher margin or the higher value products. And then of course, content creation. I think a lot of people do content creation and they're getting the third-party incentives for TikTok or Google and YouTube, and that's actually totally fine. I think the free content that cannot be replicated is actually good. And then I think just keep in mind that when you give away your best products for free, what will end up happening is that you're going to actually see that exclusivity, that design aesthetic, that it's going to end up being copied. And that's just kind of like the reality of the 3D printing industry, which is someone sees something really good, it's for free, and then they'll eventually take the idea and remix it in some way. So it is what it is. We have to keep making new products to combat that as well. So that's a blueprint for success. It doesn't mean do all these things. It's just think about how can you charge different price points for your best talents so that you can get your freedom back, right? So core philosophy of scaling is think about your pyramid here. Scale up profits. Your profits should be higher when you have more revenue streams, and ideally, the things that are going to take more time or more customization should command a higher price point than $10 or even free. And so having print on demand or other ways to do that will actually help you make more money at scale. And especially with Thangs, if you're having like the ability to do that without actually managing the inventory or the customer support, it's actually going to be a really big value add for you. Number two, leveraging your expertise. So again, offer your solutions, try to deconstruct it so that you can understand what are the different price points I can use to maximize my reach. And then finally, systemize everything. This is really important. If you are in this stage here, you're basically giving guidance to your team, but they don't have like templates or processes they're following. They may be learning on the job, and that's fine. But if you can actually document it for them or create templates for them so that you don't need to be in the actual weeds for every single customer interaction, you'll eventually have more free time to do the things that are going to materialize to new growth levers for you. And that new growth lever might be something as simple as, hey, I can now give my sales and marketing team more leads because I'm doing partnerships with these other people in the industry. Or if it's in the design aspect, it's, oh, I can give you guys more templates to speed up your process in design. And then we can actually create more content for our customers as well. And that's also what customers want. They want to make sure that the memberships that they're paying for are generating value. Or if it's print on demand, you can find more ways to sell the print on demand and create more unique designs. And then if you just want to experiment, then that's great. So yeah, core philosophy, build down the pyramid, leverage your expertise, and systematize everything. That's basically the core philosophy. And so it doesn't mean copy everything that I just put in here. It means think about your business and like what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. And here's how I can use leverage to do the things I'm really good at and outsource the things that I'm not that passionate about, that burn me out, that drain my energy, etc. And so yeah, specialize, systematize, productize. So a lot of the top designers, if you just look at them without being super like specific, they all specialize. They all have their own brand identity that they are consistent about, and they always are consistent with that brand identity and offer. Or they create a new brand and then they do something different with that. Systematize, the people who can be consistent on a consistent basis, they are systematizing their processes. I've even seen people who have templates for their sculpting because they've been sculpting for so long. They have templates that they're reusing. They're not doing everything from scratch necessarily. People who are familiar with how to like do certain details, they have a workflow that they're familiar with. and they reuse that kind of like knowledge the next time they have to create something similar. And then productize, I think we're seeing this now in the market, but people who can actually take their digital files and turn those into scalable products, or even if it's customization, which can command a higher price point, it might become worth it for them to say, hey, if you want to have a customization, let's chat and we'll do something more customized together. And actually making that available transparently and visibly will actually drive a lot more of sales in a new channel that you may not have had exposure to in the past, especially if people don't own 3D printers. That's a huge market in and of itself. And yeah, I think that's basically it. I can do another video that goes into even more detail on what those core philosophy mean. But in general, Thangs also is a way, like just by being a partner with Thangs, you are using leverage. Thangs, of course, we do our retention programs. If customers try to leave your membership, we'll say, hey, don't go yet. Here's some other designers that you can consider joining, and you guys actually share. So designers will help each other retain their customers for longer. The intellectual property protection feature is also really great. We scan the internet for your designs and we'll notify you if there's any possible infringement. Of course, like you have to still review it and make sure it's like legit, but there can be false positives, but it scans both images and also the 3D objects. So it's very big on like catching that. Marketing support, of course, if you guys have been posting on Thangs and tagging us, you're getting exposure through our marketing channels. Customer support, we have billing support Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Billing and technical support, I should say, that should support the majority of your support cases. So definitely use that if you're not kind of like already in the process. Automated membership management, this was a huge one from Patreon. A lot of people were still sending Google Drive links out to their customers and Patreons every month. Don't do that because people can just reshare the link. This way, your membership management is automated. You can also use download quotas. So all this stuff is like automated. It's pretty like modern and like world class. No other platform is doing that. So you definitely use leverage because it'll ensure your customers are getting what they want, but also staying longer as well. Billing and taxes. So of course, like no one likes doing their taxes. Again, this is like ways that you're getting leverage by building on Thangs. But as a result, you don't need to think about billing and taxes. You have the VAT and the GST and everything like that taken care of through the platform. And then now with print on demand, very cool. I think we might be the only platform that has this, but you can now ship your designs directly to your audience. So just tons of ways that you can use and leverage Thangs to build your 3D design business. And hopefully by doing that, you can scale yourself and achieve more of your goals, keep growing. You won't plateau when you have reached a certain inflection point because you have these strategies of using leverage. And it really does mean, get help from your community, get help from Thangs, get help from your team. And yeah, hopefully this is helpful. That's basically how to avoid the designer trap as a 3D designer. And yeah, if you guys have more questions about this or want examples, join Discord. I'm happy to chat about this anytime. All right, take care. Bye.